In the second video of Matter and Change, we will discuss physical and chemical properties and physical and chemical changes. In our last video, we discussed the different types of matter. To better understand it, we need to understand its different properties. All substances have physical and chemical properties that we can observe. Physical properties are qualities or conditions that can be observed or measured without changing the substance's composition. Composition refers to the makeup of the substance on a molecular level. There are two categories that physical properties fall into. Those are extensive or intensive properties. Extensive properties depend on how much of a substance you are dealing with. For example, mass and volume vary as the size of a material changes. Intensive properties are not dependent on the amount of substance. These properties are usually constant that help identify matter. For example, melting point, boiling point, density. There's a bunch of others that I wrote on the slide as well. Chemical properties are behaviors a substance will undergo during a chemical change or a reaction. These properties are tested and, like intensive physical properties, are constant for each substance. For example, this could be if a substance is flammable or if it will corrode or rust. There's a couple of more examples on the slide in front of you. As we learned in the first video, matter can be altered by physical or chemical changes. Here are some basic ideas you should know about the two. Physical changes are usually about states of matter, and substances compositionally stay the same. Chemical changes alter the substance compositionally by breaking or creating bonds during a chemical reaction. Physical changes leave substances compositionally the same. A physical change will not alter the chemical properties. It may look different, like water and ice, but ultimately they are still the same substance. In the case of water and ice, they're both still H2O. Some changes are reversible, like boiling, freezing, melting, or condensing. Let's take ice as an example for our reversible scenario. If we melt an ice cube, we can always freeze it again. It was frozen water as ice, then liquid water when it melted, and then frozen water again. But some are irreversible, like breaking, splitting, grinding, cutting, or crushing. Now, for an irreversible scenario, let's look at a piece of paper. If I cut the paper in half, have I changed it into something that is not paper? No, I just have two smaller pieces of paper. During chemical changes, a new substance will be formed. This occurs because this action involves a breaking or creating of bonds on a molecular level. Some examples of chemical changes are burning, rusting, corroding, and decomposing. There are 4 signs we can look for to help determine that a chemical change is occurring. They are color change, gas production, change in temperature, and formation of a precipitate. A precipitate is a solid that settles out of a liquid mixture. Okay, so we're all done for tonight. Make sure you are ready with your notes and questions on the video for tomorrow's class. Have a good night. Diamantopolis out.